So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to get to the point. Today's been a very, very, very struggle day, and I'm struggling with life itself today. But I'm struggling with life in general, so disclaimer. I appreciate the support and all the donations, everyone, but, I just realized that no matter what donation I get, it's never going to fix any of my problems, and I'm going to actually try to do my best to try to push these employers to give me some employment, because I've been discriminated, I've been harassed. Mind you, I've been pleasured. You guys don't know what pleasure means? It means that when I literally sign an application and I put a white man's name on it, yeah, that has happened to me quite a few times in New York City. And I get called, and once they see me, or the fact that they see my name, Keiki Alexander, they expect Asian or European guy, they see black guy. So this has been a known thing for discrimination in New York City. Mind you, I documented 3 times employers doing this kind of behavior. Oh, I was expecting an Asian guy with the name Kiki. They don't even know how to pronounce my name. It's Keiki, not Kiki. Keiki. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have been discriminated before doing this, mind you, just put a white man's name or a white person's name on your application. I guarantee you, they will give you a contact. But with that said, everyone, it's been very, very difficult trying to get fucking employers to stop being fucking really discriminatory. I already gone through this in California. Why am I dealing with this in New York City? A sanctuary city. It's supposed to be an opportunity city, but it's not giving me opportunity. So, ladies and gentlemen, look, when I came from the storage this morning, I was going to share this with you. I even applied at the airport in June. Where's the document? Not this one. That's why I was like, why am I taking this? I took this bag because I needed to carry the blanket, because at night I get cold or a little chilly. Where's the document? Oh. So I went to this place. Oops. Sorry. Look, this is what happened in June. I went and applied to this. Right? I applied to this in June. Look at what the qualifications start. 1 year. I don't want to be a bartender. I definitely don't want to be a cashier. So what I was looking for was either prep cook or line cook. And mind you, I have restaurant expertise in Japanese cuisine and French and American. And they still didn't call me. Look, I even have a book of restaurants that might be hiring throughout Queens. This is a Queens guide. And still, I apply to these jobs, and all they do is say either at the end or the middle, what about the EEOC? Or when I come into the office, the receptionist is like, are you Keiki? It looks at me like weird. I'm like, yes, I am, ma'am. Oh, okay, you can sit over there. I'm like, okay. And then next you know, the interviewer is like, oh, I was expecting an Asian guy with Kiki. I'm like, it's Keiki, please. It's Keiki Alexander. It's my first name with the hyphen. And that's the problem too in the United States. Not 90% of people use hyphens in their name. So, with all that said, everyone, this is why I'm getting so fucking fed up with all this bullshit discrimination. I literally apply to these jobs, and all they can ask for is about the EOC, or they expect me to be some Asian person. Kiki. My name is not Kiki. It's Keiki. I hate when males say my name. That's why just call me Panda. Because you males do not know how to say my name correctly. It is not Kiki. I'm not a girl. I'm a boy. It's Keiki with the E. Now you understand why I'm so frustrated, man. Some of you are pretending that I don't want to go back to the workforce. And I do. This time at age 45, I want an employee to respect my valuable assets, which is my skill sets, the language, the comprehension, mind you, the communication, and the translation. And they still won't accept it. I'm upset because mind you, I took this bus all the way to Bedford-Stuyvesant, right? I went to a community refrigerator, waited there for an hour. Turns out the community refrigerator wasn't even on. It's unplugged. I was like, oh wow. That's why it sounds so quiet. But no food. I went to another, no food. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm giving up. I'm tired of waiting at these community refrigerators, just like I'm tired of waiting for an employer to decide if they want to hire me or not. I have over 20 years of experience working for myself as an LLC, working for state, local, and law enforcement and government, and you still are plagiarizing that I'm not capable of doing such an easy task of what you do at your employment? Are you seriously? This is why I'm like, dude, I have, mind you, I have a cover letter. Mind you, I have a referral from the consulate, and you still won't accept that. That's what I'm going. This is why I'm going mad right now. I got referrals from all my past employees, other than Porchlight and RCS in Seattle. Other than that, friends, this is insane. I'm trying to stay strong, friend, but I want work. I want employment. I want some government pay. I don't want hourly. Who wants to work for $15 an hour and still struggle? This is not fair, friend. I literally put myself. I'm ruining my credit score right now. Applying to all these fucking jobs. I'm ruining my credit score. Just trying to apply for shit. Doesn't make sense, man. And like I said, I even went last month to apply at the fucking JFK. JFK is hiring. And mind you, I have expertise in Asian cuisine. And they still won't hire me. Come on, friend. I can make you okonomiyaki in fucking 10 minutes. I can make you yudonkishu in fucking less than 8. I can make ramen, for crying out loud, less than 10 minutes. And you know what it is, everyone? No faith in black people. Oh, you're black. You're like, really? Duh. No shit. But here's the problem. Every single time, I get a phone call. Oh yeah, job interview. And when I do the Zoom, like I said earlier, when I do the Zoom calls, the employer is surprised to see a black person waiting at the other end. Like, oh, are you Kiki? I'm like, it's Kiki Alexander, sir. Full name, please. It's like, come on. It's like, how are these employers have jobs, but they can't even pronounce names correctly? There's an E in my name. Can't even fucking find food today, can't even find justice, can't do shit, can't do nothing. Then I gotta go to my doctor's appointment tomorrow in the fucking morning at 9:15. I don't know how I'm fucking gonna do that. I don't wanna walk, I don't wanna do anything in the morning because I'm just tired. Guys, I don't eat breakfast at all. I haven't eaten a single thing since yesterday afternoon. Since that's solid, man. I'm supposed to work on films. This is why the city of New York City just doesn't really give a shit. This is why I was telling the guy earlier, hey man, I know that agency. That's not a very good agency for me. That's not a very good promising agency as well. They're gonna give me a job doing sanitation on the streets in the community like this place, like Long Island City. You see the guys with the blue shirts that clean up the streets? They're gonna give me a job like that. So you're going to not look at my resume and not look at my expertise, and you're just going to decide this homeless 501c3 agency that you're going to give me whatever you got. No, you're supposed to do your job as a social worker. And as a former social worker myself, you're supposed to do your digitally to make sure that I land a job that fits my resume, not my resume. Why are you giving me a job that's not on my resume? Why are you giving me a job that's so low end that I am barely going to get out of homelessness? It's going to take me 15 years on this job to get out of homelessness. That is what social workers should not be doing. Giving you the low-end jobs when you have, mind you, some of you may have a high school and college degree, and they still will give you that. This is why New York City, I'm starting to realize that when it comes down to social services, New York City, you lack the fundamentals of respecting people's ideologically skill sets. You do not respect people's word of mouth or the fact that they give you a very impressive resume with a cover letter and referral from a government office, and you still reject my application. What? What? Even better, everybody, I got a letter from the state, from the state of Wisconsin. This is where I was working for the state of Wisconsin. They gave me a letter that said I did excellent superb work. He's a very reliable expertise when it comes down to social justice, social economy, social enactment, and it's still nothing. It's like it goes on deaf ears. The resume goes on deaf ears. You're right, Paul. They don't care. They don't care. And as soon as they see me, it's like change their heart. I thought this was Asian guy. This guy's black. Let's do a background check on this guy again because he might be lying about his name. And then when they find out that that's my name, they're like, okay, we're gonna just reject this application. Yeah, it's just reject. Yeah, I was fooled. And mind you, some employers think they got food. Like, what do you mean you get food? And this is a known thing when you're trying to get employment. And ask anyone that got hired that is African American, Spanish American. It's a bias. This is a biased game. I'm upset because last night I checked my LinkedIn and 3 of my applicants just decided to decline my application for no explanation whatsoever. They did not explain why. Most of the time they just explain either the position is full, or right now they don't see me fit in that category because either my resume is, too much, or they just don't see that how I fit in that department with all my expertise in the field. I'm like, easy, just give me a job, let me prove it. It'd be a first time for everything, but mind you, I'm a fast learner and I have I have one of the best memories there is. For me, when it comes down to recall and photographic memory, I got the best there is. What do you think the state of Wisconsin hiring me, or the state of Washington and Oregon State? What do you think they're hiring me, guys? And I want to talk to the employees out here in New York City. What do you think they're hiring me for? Language, expertise, and fundamentally remembering things. I can remember your date of birth, address on your ID card, just me seeing it just twice or 3 times, and I already know it. Because every time when I used to do outreach homeless services in in Madison, I should go to that homeless shelter and just do check-ins. These guys, literally, I would buy cigarettes for them so they won't fight over cigarettes. And when they check in, I don't need CID. I know who you are, Jeffrey. Date of birth, blah, 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 right? That's your date of birth, right? They're like, yeah, man, you're good. I'm like, yeah. Go downstairs, get your first bunk. Mind you, I make the process faster for them so they can get a bed. And not only that, they can go out there, smoke their cigarette for 15 minutes, come back in, wait for dinner, smoke another cigarette. Because that's what I used to do for these men and women. But I don't even want to work for a 501c or a homeless agency anymore. I am done with working for scumbag 501c3s. For example, they don't care. It's all about profit. It's all about them using your information without consent. And mind you, by state law. And each state has this. Any 501c3 that uses your information that is, when you're not using service within the 90 days, you can actually ask them to opt out and never use the services again. If they're caught using, you can sue them and file a complaint against the city, and you have to prove it. All you have to do is tell whoever you get an apartment from, whoever you're trying to lease an apartment from, they do the background check, right? And this is what I was saying earlier about one of my clients in Wisconsin. Mind you, he stopped using Porchlight service like a year ago. But when he was trying to apply for a new place to live, Porchlight came up as his primary living address. Porchlight was committing a crime by using his name without consent, when you're supposed to opt the person out after 90 days. If the person's not using services, after 90 days, you're supposed to automatically opt him out of the system. This goes for New York too, Wisconsin, California, doesn't matter. This goes for most states that are using homeless services, or mind you, civilian services that are offered by the city. The city is not to literally abuse your social, your name, your address, your phone number, or any of that, your date of birth, just for funding. Because this is what happens with a lot of 501c3s. They get grant money from government or HUD or HDF or DHS. And when they get the funding grubs, sometimes, this is why I don't want to work for a 501c3 anymore. I caught even Porchlight and other agencies doing the exact same thing. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, I do not want to give the city my information, because all they're going to do is benefit from it, while I don't benefit from it. Yeah, I'm not going back to San Francisco. San Francisco's dead, friend. You should know that. Walgreens left. Look, think about it. San Francisco. Let's talk about San Francisco, okay? You said go back to San Francisco. Why don't you go back to San Francisco and you find out the hard way? We lived there. We've done that already. San Francisco is dead. There's no tourism. There's no shopping. Walgreens, every single retailer has moved out. Even Westfield Mall, the oldest mall in San Francisco, after 35 years, shut their doors last year because of the ongoing retail theft. There's no tourism. There's no living. Everyone is moving out of San Francisco. That's why I left San Francisco to go back to Wisconsin. And then here. No, San Francisco is a bad idea, friend. The worst idea I ever heard today. Go to a halfway house, you'll get a job, and they would get you a place. That's another thing. We just talked about this earlier. Guys, there's a gentleman here earlier today, right? He was talking about a place called Arcadia in the Bronx. That's a halfway house. That's a halfway house. And mind you, I don't need a halfway house. Mind you, keep this also in mind. All these halfway houses are also occupied by migrants. You guys totally forgot about the migrant problem that's here. 80% of the shelters here have migrants. They kicked out all the Americans out the shelter and placed them with migrants. There you go. No one wants to go to a halfway shelter and get robbed in New York City. Have you been to one of these shelters in New York City? Just speaking on that record, ladies and gentlemen, we got video and testimony from people. You don't want to go to a shelter here in New York City. You will get robbed. You will get jumped. You probably will get stabbed. Mind you, this is a violent community. Even New York City mayor knows that the shelter system is violent. Listen, Kamala Harris can kiss my ass too, friend. Republicans and Democrats can kiss my ass. They don't do nothing for us. Why are you voting for them? You voted for them so you could feel proud that you voted for some sleazebag that probably would never do anything for you? These government officials don't care. And I used to work for them. They don't care. You just a person. You don't mean shit to them. Until you one of their condoners, they want top supporters. Let's say you're a millionaire, you want to support their campaign. Oh, that's when they care about you. Oh yeah, that's when they want to fucking care about you. When you want to donate. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, please be one of my top constituents donors. Yeah, that's when they start fucking caring. This is why, like, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to work for government. I don't want to work for a city. If I do want to work for a city agency, I'd rather work for another agency. This is why I went to JFK last month. This is why I'm applying to other jobs. And watch, I don't care who wins in office. It's not gonna change the fact what goes on here or anywhere else. It's not gonna change anything. You see this homeless kid? He doesn't want to do shit. He just got here a few days ago in his neighborhood, and all he has done is literally go to Starbucks and clog up the toilet and sleep there and just like do nothing. I bust my ass every day to go out, look for food, look for work, try to be calm, try to be collect. He's over here, mind you, smoking crack. And oh yeah, smoking crack in the bathroom in Starbucks. Yeah, I'm not going to discuss about that, but yeah, can't go back to Starbucks. See? Another one. Yeah, everyone now all the crackheads want to come to this Starbucks and smoke crack in it. What the fuck is going on? Is Starbucks the new crack spot to get high? Yeah, because the bathrooms are in the back, so once you close the bathroom and lock it, yeah, that's it. And it's raining? Oh, great. Perfect. Wonderful. But like I said, everyone, I'm not trying to be a party pooper. Listen, I'm trying to be a guy that literally wants to fucking get some employment. And this summer has been really, really, really bad. Last summer, it was off the hook. 3 weddings, got some media work from the city, got some other stuff in the city. We made enough money to actually help pay some bills off last year because we were in debt. We had a hospital bill we had to pay off. Because mind you, I had to pay out my pocket because I don't want that to affect my credit record, my credit score. So when I did my friend's wedding, I immediately paid that off. No hesitation. We stayed at a hostel, right? And this year, it's like, no one wants to fucking open their arms, open their minds, no. This is getting too difficult. And now my age is a problem. That's crazy, friend. Why is my age a problem? Why is my age a problem for getting hiring? Why is my skin color a problem when getting hiring? Why are you black males and you white males that are employers? It's black employers too. Because the black guy that was trying to get the interview, he was like, I expect Asian person. I expect another Negro. I knew he said Negro in his head because just the way he looked at me, I can see the Negro in his head. It's not just whites, it's blacks too being discriminatory. Because they're following the man. That's what it is. You know, Big Brother. They're following Big Brother. Look, it's raining. Yeah, it's raining. Come on, friend. This is nonsense. I went to the Chambers of Commerce, Queens, right? To seek out employment. I went to this place last month and still applied and still getting to hear back from JFK. Are you kidding me? I can sign up for customs if I wanted to. And that's what I should do. I should literally go down to the motherfucking United States Immigration Office, apply for an immigration and customs job. And I want to see what happens when I put my name differently. I'm going to put Alexander Cake. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put partially my name. I'm going to put Alexander Denichi, right? And I want to see if they call me because of one application or the other application. So I'm going to fill out 2 applications. I'm going to put the same application with the same information, but this time the information is going to be the name. It's going to say Alexander Denichi. I'm going to use partially my first name and partially my last name. And then I'm going to use the other application to put Keiki Alexander Bailey on it. And I'm going to see who gets called first. So let's try to do that sometime this week. I'm gonna put it to the test and prove to you guys why New York City is being very fucking biased on who they hire. Unbelievable. And then I'm getting bad, not saying bad information, but go to a halfway house, friend? Are you fucking kidding me? Everyone that's in New York City are laughing at you right now like, is he serious? He just said go to a halfway house? Is he asking you to go to your death sentence right now? Yes. He's asking me to go to a halfway house. Mind you, there's no such thing as halfway houses in New York City. Mind you that. It's either shelter or you go to the Mission, which is the place on 2nd Avenue in Manhattan. That big it used to be an infirmary, an army infirmary, but now they turned it over to a homeless shelter. And look at all those migrants standing outside. I'm gonna be on the line outside waiting for services all night, all day. Do I look like one to stand on the line looking for service? No, friend. Because Americans should not be waiting at all. We taxpayers. We did not get offered a $1,000 debit card and free EBT. This is what I was saying earlier. Why do Americans have to wait for EBT and $1,000 gift cards when that shit should have been given to us since the day we started working in this country? Why do we have to go through all these background checks in order to get EBT? Why was the $1,000 debit card and $500 EBT offered to migrants, but it was never offered to homelessness in the last 20 years in New York City? Why is that now being offered when that should have been an offer 20 years ago in New York City? Think about it. This is why some of the homeless American men and women are upset. It's not right. It's not fair. They once paid taxes. This is how they're treated afterwards? Really? Look at that. More than 82 million contribute to New York City public schools since 1967. So school funding in New York City, schools and Migrant Board of Education should not be asking for money, because guess what? There's a surplus this year. There's a surplus. This is why I was saying about those guys that are scamming people in Brooklyn. They do not work for the Board of Education. Because if that was the case, that surplus would have paid for their basketball trip. But they don't work for it. They're grown-ass men that don't want to seek jobs. They don't even probably have a high school or GED education. But one of them lives at a homeless shelter in Crown's Heights. That one that I was confronting, that's Darren with the red hat. Yeah, he lives at a shelter, and he's scamming people. You want me to be like that? Yeah, when I exposed and told you, that's why you live in that shelter in Crown's Heights, right? You heard what I said in that video, right? Yeah, you know where you live, scumbag? You're not representing black people. You're representing yourself. That's what I told him. Don't ever preach that to anyone. To help the black community. I'm helping you get your fucking free marijuana smoke or your beer for the night before you got to go into your shelter. Because you're not out here at night. See, that motherfucker is not out here at night. He has to go back to his homeless shelter. Guess what? Because he'll lose his fucking bed. That's what it is. He'll lose his fucking bed. So with that said, everyone, hasn't been a very fun day for me, to be honest with you. Has not. So I'm saying this right now. If anyone wants to contest what I just said, please bring it. Because New York City is full of shit, friend. This is why everyone that is living here now, like, for instance, I don't mean to say that. Let's get the correct. The people that work in the city officials are full of shit. Not only you said some things, you did some things, but not only that, you've been under investigation. But here's the problem. What I don't like the fact where when you are on a Zoom call on an interview and the employer literally stops your conversation. This is what bugs me the most. He asks me a question, or she asks me a question, and right when I answer the question, they jump right into like, so your last employer with the EOC. I'm like, really? You stopped me for that? Federally, I'm not supposed to allow you to talk to you. You should know the bylaws on that. This is why I just don't, man. It's like these employers want me to apply to them because don't you need a job? You better then answer my question or you won't get a job. That's the threat. That's the threat I don't like. Answer my question or you're not going to get this job. Technically, by federal, I'm not supposed to answer any questions about EEOC. to any employer or even to my own family. I wasn't even supposed to share it on YouTube, but I shared it anyway for my YouTube audience. So they can know how to file for EEOC when you're discriminated, harassed, bullied, threatened. Mind you, my last employer and its colleague they hire literally called ICE on me. ICE come to my office and almost put handcuffs on me. Because this guy literally told them that I might be a terrorist. Because he found out, and some of you did find out, that I'm Muslim, and that I don't go by my Muslim last name, and I never did. Never once in my life. But he goes digs and say, you're not American, you're a Muslim terrorist. And that's when I got text messages on my iPhone that literally, you can see it, saying that, oh, my family does waterboarding techniques. They will come after you. Because, mind you, I was an employee for 2 months in a row. He gets saucy. He gets mad because I'm an employee every month. That's racist, in my opinion. What he did was racist behavior. How is he get employee in a month? I'm sorry, I do my job better than you, friend. Way better than you, John Hilhara. You don't even speak Spanish, and you're supposed to be Latino. But you're using your phone to translate. This is why Juan Rodriguez got on your ass like, you're a fake. You're fake. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want another employee like that. I don't want a shitty ass employee like that. Because these employees are fucking shitty. I can't stand it. I'm 45. I've been through that shit. 20 years of experience. No, friend. I'm not going to go through that whole discrimination, that whole... Listen, if an employee doesn't value and your skill works, then you should move on to somewhere else. You should just move on to somewhere that values you. Now, if you're currently working, keep your job until you get another job. So your boss can feel shit later and say, oh, so you're resigning because you got a new job? Yes, because I don't feel I'm appreciated up here. So, take it with a grain of salt. But a lot of employees don't appreciate their employees. And I wish they do. Especially in New York City, friend. You guys really are terrible. You don't value your employees. Mind you, keep in mind, there's an EEOC waiting to happen. Keep doing that, employers. You're going to find out the hard way that employers are going to literally... Oh, sorry. These employers are literally going to put themselves in the hot seat. Look at this guy. But with that said, everyone, all right, let's go down here, friend. I can't believe this shit, man. You apply for employment, and you get rejected because someone thinks you're Asian. What the fuck is that? How do you think I'm Asian? It's so kiki. It's keiki. Know how to pronounce? Call yourself an American? You can't even pronounce my name. What's wrong with you? Oh yeah, I like this store. Isn't that fucking hilarious, everyone? You can't even pronounce my name. It's Keiki Alexander. Either you respect that or you don't. Who wants to call you by your first symbol, the first letter of your name? What kind of professionalism is that? What's up, taco truck? I miss you guys so much. The reason why I moved, let me tell you the reason why I moved. You see that? So there was two guys I just sat over there where I was sitting in. One of them, the Spanish guy, I don't want to go near him. He literally stole someone's phone from a coffee shop and he got arrested, and now he's back on the streets again. Yeah, that's why I moved. Yeah, that's why I moved, everyone. He didn't think I saw his face. He didn't think I remember him. I do remember. That's my job as a journalist, as a documentarian, as a photographer, as someone who has a photographic memory. I know your face. Yeah, that other dude. Yeah. That happened right before I ended up in the hospital, too. And he's right back on the streets. This is why New York City, you don't fucking care about your civilians, man. This guy literally stole someone's phone and got caught red-handed by, mind you, by someone else in the store, and he tried to run out, and they hauled him down until the police came. And here's the worst part. He doesn't even live in his neighborhood. He didn't realize that police are always hanging down this block. But yeah, that's why I moved, everybody. I don't want to be near a fucking thief. That's why I moved. And you notice I saw him too. I'm like, yeah, I know who you are, motherfucker. You probably had your homie take my iPhone, probably. I don't know. I want my iPhone back, though. But with that said, everyone's retracting their comments. I wonder why. But with that said, everyone, I don't think I'm going to be making live streams anymore like that anymore. So I'm going to keep my live streams to myself and keep it legit. Because it seems like people are still not listening to the narrative. Everyone always has a fucking answer to everything. You really? Can you fix the fucking discrimination problem in New York City? No, you can't, because you're not God, or you're not some savior, or you're not some saint. And I don't believe in God, so there you go. Because there ain't no such thing as fucking God if people are doing some stupid shit like this. This is why I don't believe in any religion whatsoever. It's a bullshit. How you sit here, praise God, but you talk shit about someone else? It's like that bishop here in New York City. That's why he's serving 9 years in prison for all his bullshit lies. You heard about that New York City bishop, right? You know how he got famous? He got famous because he got robbed on live stream. What bishop makes millions of dollars in a community? You got a Rolls Royce, you got gold, you got diamonds. How do you afford to make all this money on a bishop's salary? So this is why the government, it's like, okay, it's out in the open now. Just go get this guy now. Come on. And from what I researched and from what the data I gathered, the IRS was on his ass in the first place. They was just waiting for a good time to, strike. And this was the perfect time to strike. Mind you, this was last year. He got robbed. Remember that, the bishop in Brooklyn? Well, he's serving 9 years now in federal prison for extortion. Yeah, he was the grifter. That's a grifter, everyone. Even the FBI even say he's a known grifter. I was like, there you go. See, even the FBI knows what a grifter is. He was extorting people for money. That's a grifter. Hey, got a haircut. But yeah, that's a grifter. That bishop, yeah, they even identify him as a grifter, a scam artist, a con artist, someone that was literally, mind you, this is a good definition. The bishop was so bad at his job, scamming people, that mind you, some people said and used this word, I am berating my audience. He was berating his community physically, in person. Berating means you physically force someone to do something. Force them to act. Force them to hand over something. Mind you, he was the biggest New York City grifter, and he was patronizing his, mind you, and like I said, and everyone's calling me that. I'm like, really? Then why is the NYPD not arresting me? Exactly. You don't know some of you don't know what you're talking about. You're just using words because either you hear it, or you heard it, or you saw it somewhere, or someone used it. Yeah. So don't ever call me a grifter, friend. Because grifters don't go publicly and share their fucking homeless experiences in public. And let everyone know, too. Including this guy, and that girl, and this girl, and this guy. I don't give a fuck what they say about me right now. Kiss my ass. You guys are not real New Yorkers. Get out of here. You guys buy pets, you shit all over the place. You don't clean your dog poop. guys are talking about, you recorded me without my permission. Then why did you move to New York City? You should learn how to research where you live. Each state have to, mind you, you come to New York City, expect to be recorded. This is a one consent party state. This state in general, and this city flexes the First Amendment right. So, just like that young man yesterday, he felt like an idiot. Like, dude, you're in New York City, man. And I have press credentials on, friend. You feel like an idiot. But where am I? Yeah. He felt like an idiot. That's why he looked back and was like, yeah, go back to your homeless shelter, friend. Stop scamming people. He's still out there probably scamming people. He probably eats, I guarantee you, he eats better than I do. And he lives in a fucking shelter. You know why? Because he doesn't want to do anything for himself. And this is what I feel about shelters. I feel like homeless shelters are people that are fucking lazy. Don't want to do shit. They just want to sit and get a bed. And I feel like that's half the time, that's what all of them do. And then when they lose their bed after 30, 60 days, they're crying about it. Talking about, I didn't have enough time to get work. Because you were bullshitting. You were smoking crack, you were drinking beer, you were hanging out with the homies. This is why I said what I said yesterday. He would never, that young man would never go to Manhattan and pull that same scam in Manhattan. Because guess what? The other scammers, they're going to have to pay the royalties or block fees. Because you just entered their territory. You want to hustle in their territory? Nah, man. You're going to give me some money. You want to come around here and hustle? Nah, man. Give me some money. That's why they do it in Brooklyn. And this is why they don't do it in Manhattan. This is why those three boys don't scam people in Manhattan. Because they know the police will probably bust them for it. And I can take you right to Hell's Kitchen. And I can show you where they hustle. Just like here's the point. I can take you to Port Authority 42nd Street. From that point on all the way to 34th Street, everybody has territory. Every single gangbanger, hustler, pimp, whore, doesn't matter. They have territory in Manhattan. You're going to have to literally cost up something if you want to hustle on their block. That's why they do it in Brooklyn. Because the police in Brooklyn don't fucking do anything. They know about these boys, but they don't do anything. Not until they get the okay. But I guarantee, if that was Manhattan, the cops wouldn't give a shit. Like, what is that? What you got there? You got an ID? You got a permit for that? You're going around asking people for money, you're soliciting? Give me that. They could take it. That's what they normally do in Manhattan. They stop these guys from scamming. That's why they are too cowardly to go into Manhattan and do that same thing. You come to Brooklyn, Greenpoint, and Williamsburg when people are gullible. You go to these nice neighborhoods, but you won't do it in your own ghetto neighborhood. Because guess what? In your own ghetto neighborhood, they will beat the living crap out of you for trying to scam them. This is why I say, guys, black people don't hustle in their own neighborhoods because they know they are a bunch of frauds. So they go outside their neighborhood to do the crime. Statistically says 90% of criminals go outside their neighborhood to do the crime because it's much easier that way. But when they do it inside their neighborhood, people will point fingers. That's why they don't do it in their neighborhood. Because people in their own neighborhood will point the finger. Because they don't want cops raiding their house, looking for someone. Especially in New York City. You know how many times New York City has raided a New York City apartment and got it wrong? A couple of times. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, I guarantee you, people in black communities would never condone to what these gentlemen are doing yesterday. And every day they do. They were like, wait, they using black culture? They're using me as an excuse to get, free money to, smoke and drink? Yeah. Yeah, that's why they're so stupid. They don't even know their rights. And they're black men. They're black men, not children. Black-ass, grown-ass men over the age of 21. They don't even know their fucking rights. This is why I was asking everybody, does anyone know their article rights? The 5 main articles is Article 1, Article 9, 10, 11, and 12. Those are the main articles that you should focus on as your human rights. Then you go to your civil rights. Nice backpack, by the way. I love that one. That's the Osprey. Like I said, then you got your civil rights, then your Constitution. How many of you actually know these articles in your civil rights? And these young men talking shit to me, you lucky I'm a friendly face, because if I was a really bad person, I would love to beat the crap out of you and go to jail for it. I was like, officer, I'm going to jail for a good deed. What is that? This guy's scamming people, bro. You're going to allow him to scam your grandma, your mother, your sister, your aunt? He's lying. He's posing as a Department of Education employee. Nah, friend, that's vigilante justice right there, friend. I don't give a shit what the mayor says or NYC. That is vigilante justice. Stopping someone for scamming your neighborhoods, it's a good deed. Don't let no one tell you that's not a good deed. Stopping someone for scamming your neighborhood and your community is a good deed. Or any community, that's a good deed, because people see you as the man or lady that they're looking forward to see you tomorrow. Like, I like this guy. I hope I see him around here more often. Yeah, we need more guys like him. Or more women like you. You know how many times people have said that to me on Instagram? Don't let the haters on YouTube stop you, friend. You're doing what New York should have done. New Yorkers should speak up. New Yorkers should press these clowns and put pressure on these stupid scammers. Put that pressure on them. Let them know, like, I see you, punk. Yeah, come in my hood and do that. Come in my hood. I live in Brownsville. Come to Brownsville. Come to Canarsie. Or even better, go to Stuyvesant and watch Stuyvesant and homies will beat the crap out. Yeah, go to Marcy Projects and try to scam people. And watch your ass won't come out of Marcy Projects. I guarantee your ass won't come out of there. The police are going to have to find your body somewhere just because you did something stupid. That's why I said to these brothers, go to the hood and do that. And I guarantee it. I guarantee it, friend. You would see black on black crime in the hood. And sometimes black on black crime is necessary, because some of these black brothers need to be put in their place, because they don't know shit. All they know is about dumb music, lyrics, and fucking smoking weed. You don't know anything about science, educational, language barrier. You don't know what the economy is going to look like. You probably don't even know how much taxes you're paying. If you go shopping. These guys buy shoes, don't even know how much taxes they pay. How you go shopping and not know how much taxes you pay? Or save your receipts? You probably don't even know what a deductible on your tax form is either, because you're too illiterate. And I'm the one over here trying to get a job, and these guys, how is it these scammers get away with stuff? And if I was to do it, ladies and gentlemen, if I was to do it, I get caught in a heartbeat. It's like the cops are saying, yeah, Panda, fuck up one time. Come on. I just don't understand it, everybody. So, kind of confused, I'm feeling very not wanted. Mind you, this just feels unethical in New York now. All these employees thinking I'm an Asian. Well, how do you think I'm Asian? My name is Keiki. It literally says Denichi Bailey on it. How do you think I'm Asian? Oh my Panda. I was expecting an Asian guy. I was expecting, yeah, you see people, oh man, next time I'm going to wear a hidden body cam. I'm going to record my Zoom conversations. So you guys can see the employee face like, oh, okay. Yeah, so let's start this meeting then. So you are Keiki Alexander, and then that's how they start the meeting. I'm like, wow. Like, no, you don't say my name slow because you're shocked that I'm not Asian. And that's why I was telling you guys earlier, if I was to put a white man's name on my application, which I'm going to do that, I'm going to put Alexander Denichi, and then on the same application, I'm going to put Keiki Alexander Beta. I'm going to see what application gets accepted first. And that is my proof. I'm going to do it for a third time to prove to you why New York City is discriminatory. This has been my third time doing it. So I'm gonna do it one more time just to prove to you guys why New York City is discriminatory. And watch what I wait till, and I hope this employee does it. I hope this city employee does it. Mind you, I also went down to the courthouse to file for a job, for the cybersecurity job, because they are hiring people to do surveillance. It could be you, it could be anyone. As long as you have a high school or a college degree, you have some type of computer expertise skills, you know how to work camera surveillance. Of course I know how to work camera surveillance. I even put YouTube as a concept of yeah, I do broadcasts on YouTube. So I want to see what happens. But now I'm back in Long Island City. I'm gonna try to fucking find a place to lay down because I'm not gonna find any food today or tonight. So I give up. I'm not even gonna look for food. There's no point. Like I said, Sundays are the worst days for most homeless people to try to look for food. Especially if you don't live in Manhattan. Especially if you're not in Manhattan. If you're in Manhattan, you may be able to find something. But not everybody wants to go in that crazy ass island. Or Manhattan in general. Too dangerous right now. And too many homeless and cycling dealers all over the fucking place. They are all over the place, man. You walk 10 feet, they're right there in front of you. You walk 1 block, they're right there in front of you. There's no place you can hide. And people tell me go to a halfway house. Do I look like do I look like I need recovery? Do I look like I need AA? Get out of here with that, friend. No one needs AA. Halfway houses for people that need recovery. Do I look like I need recovery? Our halfway houses in Wisconsin are for AA users or drug users. If you're just strictly homeless, you go to the shelter. You don't go to a halfway house. That's the difference between other states and New York City. Everyone thinks halfway house is the same as a shelter. No, halfway house is a recovery place. And in New York City, you do not want to go into a shelter or a halfway house, period. This is why you think the homeless people are sleeping outside, friend? Why you think that kid is sleeping outside at that booth down the block here? He doesn't want to go in a shelter. He knows that it is probably fucking dangerous. But with that said, everyone, I'm getting sick of these employees not taking my application seriously. I got even a referral from my government office, and they won't take that seriously. So I'm gonna pull out another trick. I'm gonna trick the employer to accept the same application with 2 different names, and I want to see which name he accepts first. If he accepts Alexander Denichi, then we know that the employer is not being fair. If he doesn't call me by my first name on my second application, then we know, because it's not the first time it has happened. It's not the first time. So with that said, everyone, it's Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your evening. But my evening is fucking trash. It's ruined. It's been ruined since yesterday. I just can't believe they took out all the community refrigerators out of Long Island City, friend. That's how Long Island City is being. That's racist. That's being biased. Yeah, these new people that come live in these new buildings said they don't want the homeless in the community. They don't want the community refrigerators here. So they moved them out. This is why This is what I was explaining earlier about the city councilwoman here that's Chinese, that would literally bit a police officer through a rally about a protest against a homeless shelter that's supposed to house 200 men. And I'm saying to myself, like, you don't want to house your own people? You don't want to house your own Chinese American people in your neighborhood? You don't want the shelter there? Wait. You work here as a city employee. You're a city councilor and you violated the Right to Shelter Act. No one realized that what this woman's doing? She's violating the Right to Shelter Act. Does she deserve to be a councilwoman? No. Because she just denied her own she just denied her own community a place for some that is in her own community, a place of solitude and safeness, and a brand new shelter that is supposed to be controlled by only having 200 people. It's supposed to be like a big building where apartments and stuff where these are working men and women. And she's saying no to it. So think about that, everybody. She just said no to the Right to Shelter Act in New York City. You're a councilwoman that works for New York City. And you just said on national television, and you just demonstrated that you refuse to have a homeless shelter be built in your Brooklyn community. So where do you want the homeless shelter to be built? Are you literally trying to violate New Yorkers' rights? Homeless New Yorkers' rights? How does this woman be a councilwoman if she's doing this kind of discriminatory behavior? Not just towards blacks and whites and Asians, but towards her own people in her own community. So what's next? If they built a homeless shelter right here, let's say they built a homeless shelter right here. Is the Long Island City going to? Yes, they will. Yes, they will. All these people that just moving into these nice condominium buildings and these fancy buildings are going to bitch about it. This is not what I paid to live in this neighborhood for. We don't want a home. But this is not your city. This is my city, their city, not your city. You just moved here. Where are you from? Texas, Tennessee, China, Korea. Doesn't matter where you're from. You can't literally come into this neighborhood and just take it over and say, I don't want these people here. That's not how it works. This is a sanctuary city. This is why I don't understand why there's no charges with the councilwoman. Well, there are charges against the councilwoman. But why does she still have her position? I don't know. She should not be working for council if she's going to be violating, mind you, again, a sanctuary state. This is everyone's right here to be housed. You're denying the housing process. And you wonder why there's not enough housing. Because people like her and all these fake-ass activists are literally protesting against built-in new homeless facilities and housing facilities for those that are either working or trying to get out of homelessness. And you're sitting here being biased and violating that right to free housing, mind you, the Right to Shelter Act in New York City, in New York State. This is why people have jobs, they don't even understand what they are even doing. So I'm going to keep preaching about that. I'm going to keep pressuring this councilwoman to quit. You don't deserve to be working. If you're going to do that in public, you're going to bite a police officer? So deep that the blood just like, you should go to jail. That's assault on a police officer. I guarantee you, if that was me, everybody, I would be in jail until I see the judge. But she's a councilwoman, so yeah, she gets out on bail. She gets to go home. Yeah, because she's a councilwoman. Really? Council or not, police officers can get arrested by police officers. FBI agents can be arrested by other FBI agents if they violate or commit a crime. What this woman did was commit a crime, and she just is basically getting away with it. She's basically going to get a slap on the wrist. I guarantee it. But I guarantee you, if it's someone like me that did that, my ass would be in jail for, 3 years for assaulting a police officer. How much you want to bet on that? I bet you everything I have. And I bet you everything I have that would happen. So with that said, everyone, this is why New York City is just twisted and it's not the same anymore. Everyone is not being true to themselves. This is a sanctuary city. You got council, you got city officials violating, and activists and community people. You folks in the community, we need housing. We need housing structure for homeless men and women that are literally trying to work and do something for themselves. And you're just giving New York City a much harder time to build these places, and you prolonging the process. This is why men and women do not get housing, because everyone wants to hold up the homeless community. Oh yeah, but you don't care if they built these $3,000, $5,000 apartments. Oh, that's fine. That's fine if they kick out someone that was living there and they tore down their old house to build up a new condominium. That's okay to kick out a New Yorker and sell them out of their place and put them on the street. That doesn't make sense either. That's why New York City is too backwards. You got these buildings that no one can live in. Who can afford $4,000 rent a month? 4 times 12 is what, everybody? 4 times 12 is what? 48. 48,000 a year to live in New York City. That's expensive. 4 times 12, everybody, is 48. So, $48,000, you gotta make at least $75,000 in New York City to feel financially stable. Just to feel financially stable. You gotta at least make $100,000 just to feel like you're above everyone. Or you think you're above everyone. But you're not. You're struggling still. So with that said, everyone, New York City, its council, the city officials, they don't make any sense. As I said, Mayor, you got a councilwoman that should be locked up. She assaulted an officer. If that was me, my ass would still be in jail to this day with no bail money. You read your comment? Why you read your comment? It's very inappropriate, right? Oh, someone else won. Everyone's still voting. You know what? I'm done.